Hey, what's up guys, Angel here, and today I'm bringing you a video talking about a recent phenomenon in the rap community, which is MASE going at Camron. Alright, so here's the issue. I'm going to tell you why I don't buy MASE's reason for striking back against Camron. Stay tuned. So MASE is a huge part of hip hop, right? He's one of our best, one of our greatest rappers out there. He deserves a lot more credit than he has been given. Back in the 90s, I was a huge hip hop fan, even more than I am now. I still enjoy hip hop and rap, but back then that was my life as a teenager growing up in New York City. With that said, I was a big fan of MASE and Camron. MASE took over for Bad Boy after the untimely death of the Notorious B.I.G. After MASE went away for a few years, Camron and the rest of the diplomats filled that void, and they took the heart of New York. There was a Dipset movement for years to come after that. Back in November 2017, Camron puts out a great album called The Program. I'm going to put a link in the description below. I'm sure you've heard it if you're here on this channel right now. Also, if you're brand new to the channel and you like this video, please give it 1 thumbs up. If you don't like it, give it 2 thumbs down. Yeah, 2 of them. That way they can negate. And if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. Anyway, 2017 November, Camron comes out with The Program. Excellent album. But on one of the first track called It's Killer, he goes ahead and disses MASE, sort of, somewhat disses him. I didn't take it as a diss. To me, it was more like a story, something that happened, and it goes a little something like this.
Off the elevator, aiming at that lame leg. I ain't give a damn, yeah, Kim, I was gun-ho. Got this nigga home and he passed me $100. Told him straight up, I ain't feeling him at all. Let me curb this nigga before I end up killing him. I would make 80K on a lazy day. Then I watch him play Pop Lottie against Baby May. At this time, I'm moving heroin to Maryland. They both died and this nigga turned
MASE was stuck in the chick's house. The boyfriend was at the door. MASE calls Cam, tells him, yo, I need you to come and help me out. Cam goes or sends somebody out there to help him. As a thank you, MASE comes and gives him $100. So then Cam says, let me curve this guy before I end up killing him. So that is the line that MASE supposedly that triggered this whole thing. That's the line that supposedly made him feel threatened. Mind you, this story took place back in the 90s. So Cam, the way that I read that I hear it, Cam is talking about how he felt back in the day when that incident happened and why he started moving away from MASE. So anyway, that's one reason why I don't buy it. I don't buy the whole thing that he feels that he was threatened. The real reason, I think, is because he's trying to come back to music or do something like that, trying to come back to music or promote something else. So he decided, let me come back, let me spit at Cam. It's been 20 years that they've been, going back and forth, or at least Cam, other rappers have been going at MASE. So he kind of figured, you know what, I'm not a punching bag. I want to go out here and show these guys that I still have it. So he responded with The Oracle. And The Oracle was an amazing track. MASE could still rap. He came, with some hard lines. The production was good, and it was a good track. But to me, there's a little off tangent. To me, Cam came out the next day and refuted a lot of refuted. Anyway, he argued back a lot of the same points that MASE was talking about. And he says, yo, that's not true. I don't have a sister, so how could I do what you said I did, to my sister when I don't even have one? So there was a couple of items like that MASE came back and he wouldn't acknowledge, he wouldn't say if it was false or not. So even though it sounded great for the battle track in The Oracle, it sounded great. You know what? To me, if there's no validity to it, that is garbage. It's not, sorry. I think Cam would have won this battle because he was spitting them and hitting them with a ton of facts that MASE can't refute, that he can't argue against, or things that he doesn't want to. Because when Mase went back and interviewed with Ebro in the Morning from Hot 97. I'm gonna put a link to the interview below. And also when he interviewed with Angie Martinez, she was trying to clear that up, and he wouldn't address it. He's like, well, you know what, let it be what it is. You know, the people that know. No, it's a lot of red flags, bro. 2017, if you have an issue and you stand by your word, go out there and expose it. What's the issue? Was it a lie? Was it not a lie? Who's lying? And then other people will come out and they will, you know, say their piece. So that was a little bit of the rub that I had. First, that I don't buy the reason that he says that he went at Cam, which is because Cam said, let me curve him before I end up killing him. Something that he felt back in the 90s. They've met several times since then, and no bloodshed has happened. So clearly he didn't feel that way, otherwise he would have made it happen. The second issue that I had is that Mase and Cam, they're both in their 40s. So Mase, on the interview with Angie Martinez, comes out and he starts talking about, you know what, if this don't end, or if this doesn't stop going back and forth with all this rapping, I'm gonna go ahead and essentially take it to the streets, you know, make it violent. Now, Angie Martinez came back several times and she tried to make peacemaker, you know, make it a peacemaker, try to say, you know what, does it really need to go that way? Is there another way that it could go? Can we just keep it, you know, lyrically this and that? And then Mase, I don't know if he was in his emotions or whatever it is, but he maintained that he wants to stay there. He wants to take it to the streets, which as a 40-something-year-old man of God, whether you're a pastor or not, it doesn't matter. If you're an adult, even if you're not a man of God, that's really not the message that you should be putting out there, because it just adds to the troubling attitude that's out there in the youth, that they, you know, feel like they need to fight physically over words. So anyway, that's the reason I don't buy the stuff that that Mase is talking about. I don't buy his reason for being angry. I think he just wanted to go ahead and put out a project, and that's why he's back. That's the first thing. And the second thing that I have, the second issue or beef that I had, is the fact that Mase is trying to bring it to the streets when this is really something that we should not be pushing when we're in our 40s. I'm a diehard hip-hop fan. Been at it since, you know, since the 90s. I've been watching and listening and grew up in that culture. And I'm telling you that I don't appreciate it, and it's just kind of stupid, you know. Need to grow up a little bit more. Anyway, if you're new to this channel, please consider subscribing. I do a lot of reviews, do-it-yourself stuff. I'll be doing a tech review coming up in the next couple of days. I post a lot of youth sports, whether it be football, basketball, stuff like that, from the Connecticut area. And I'm a gun enthusiast, so you'll see me at the shooting range just testing out guns or doing some type of drills, stuff like that. It's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of random stuff in this channel. So if you like what you see, you know, I invite you to go ahead and subscribe. Please feel free to give it a like if you like this, or 2 thumbs down if you don't like it. But you know, let's just continue the dialogue. Tell me what you feel. Either tag me in a video response or comment below. Love to hear what you think. Later. Yo.